Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I am so excited. I've been looking forward to this Friday for some time. We are at Hunters Creek Apartment in Blue Ash, Ohio. I am here with the lovely Jenn Englert with BRG Properties. She is the community manager here at Hunters Creek. Jenn, thank you so much for agreeing to be part of this initiative. Thank you for accepting my invitation after a few weeks of this. And I wanted to make mention really quick before we get into your interview, if I may. We have a general membership meeting coming up on September 17th at the Kenwood Country Club. Wanted to personally invite everyone and let you know we have a guest speaker, Ramel Anakin. And Ramel is going to be speaking at the GMM about the secret of winning with people. And I'm super interested in hearing that secret. I know you are too. So please give us a call to get registered. And then if you're not already registered, to send your team or come yourself to our seminar slam. It's the very following day, September 18th. And Ramel is also going to be the speaker there. He's going to be speaking one session on leasingology, which is a great class for folks new to the industry. And then he's going to also talk to those of us who maybe have been around for a little while about how not to lose a resident in 12 months. So give us a call to get registered for both of those. I'm sure we'll see lots of BRG folks at the Seminar Slam and at the GMM, but we wanted to personally invite you all to that. All right, without further ado, Jenn, can we jump into your interview?
That sounds great.
Wonderful. All right, well, why don't you just take a moment for those folks who might not know who you are. Tell us about, who you are, what you do here, and maybe how long you've been in the industry.
Yeah, I'm the community manager at Hunters Creek Apartments. I've been with BRG for 7 years, but I've been in the industry for 10, and I love being here.
So as the community manager, what kind of responsibilities do you have here at Hunters Creek?
I wear all different hats.
Yeah.
Anywhere from greeting people at the office or renewals, maintenance sometimes. So just all different hats.
So this is a total compliment. I hope you see it that way. You look so young to have been in the industry for 10 years. How did you get into this business?
So, interesting story. I just graduated from high school, and I was at a tanning salon working there. And one of my clients had come in for a couple of times, and she was like, have you ever thought about property management? And I said, what is that?
Yeah.
She said, well, why don't you just come in and have an interview with me? So we kind of met, and she kind of expressed everything to me, what I would be getting into. But she also said, you really don't know what to expect. And then so from there, I decided to take the job.
Wonderful. What do you like so much about this industry?
I love that every day is different, and working with the residents and, seeing their smiling faces.
Right. Do you have a lot of long-term residents here?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So having been in the industry for so long, and I think you kind of came up through the ranks, right? Started as a leasing consultant and worked your way to becoming a property manager.
Yes.
So tell us about one of your more memorable stories.
I would say that it's really hard to choose one, but my favorite is anytime we get to have resident events.
Yeah.
So most recently we just had a pool party to end the summer, and it was a circus theme, so that was really fun. Yes, and we also just had a pet event, so we had the doggies close the pool with a swim.
I love that.
So that was fun.
That is the best idea. I wish we would have had that idea when I was on site. That's so fun.
Yes.
What kind of fall event do you guys have planned?
In the fall, sometimes we'll do a Halloween event, and I think this year we might do a little Christmas brunch instead.
Fun. One of my favorite events our teams have been talking about is doing a chili cook-off, where the residents bring in their own recipe and their own chili, and then you have like a judge.
Yes.
And it's been really, really fun in a super inexpensive way because everyone's kind of bringing, the goods. But you wouldn't believe how many people get into making chili and all the different kinds of chili that's out there.
That is very true.
Fun. Well, again, having been in the business and kind of grown up along the way, what advice or perspective would you offer folks who are just getting into the business?
I would just say enjoy each day and each moment. Use every opportunity as a learning experience. And then, if you ever need advice, kind of reaching out to your peers or coworkers.
Very good. Well, you work with a really great group of people.
I do.
And
I'm really blessed.
BRG has a really great support system, so I love that advice. Thank you. All right, can we switch gears and get into a little more personal questions? Well, tell us about your family.
So we have 3 children. My husband's name is Shane. We have a daughter named Venice. She's 10. And then our son John is 9. And then William is 7.
Aw, very cute. I see your pictures on Facebook, and I can't wait to share some of your pictures. They're absolutely adorable.
Thank you.
And what about pets?
We have 2 pets. We have a cat named Benjamin, and then we have a kitten named Franklin.
Aw, who named those cats?
I
Very cute. What about your pastime or hobbies? What do you like to do with the family or on your own?
I love to cook.
Oh yeah?
So I love learning new recipes, and I love having people over and hosting and cooking for everybody. And then our family loves to go camping. We do that a couple times a month.
Okay. What's your favorite meal to prepare?
Anything with cheese.
Yeah, we had a little cheese conversation. I may or may not have introduced you to pimento cheese. I'm going to tell you where I had it. That was the absolute best, but yes, you must.
Yes.
Do you like fancy cheeses, smelly cheeses?
Every type of cheese.
Any kind of cheese.
Any kind of cheese.
Do you make like charcuterie boards and cheese like that?
Yes, and kind of pair it with different fruits and stuff like that is fun too.
Interesting. How did your love of cheese come to be?
I don't know.
That's so funny. Well, what about, you mentioned camping. Where do you guys go camping? Locally, or do you have a park you go to?
We go a little bit past Hillsboro. It's in Cynthiana.
Okay.
My husband's family have a farm up there.
Okay, fun. And do you like sleep in tents, or do you have a camper? What's your fun
We mostly tent.
tent?
Yes.
My little guy is 8, so pretty close to your kids, and he's into this RV phase right now. He's literally watching videos on YouTube about RVs, and he's like, "Mom, let's just sell our house and get an RV and camp." And I'm like, "Buddy, I'm not the camping type. I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to, but we're gonna go somewhere like with a cabin. I don't think the tenting thing is for us." So you like to spend time outdoors. Anything else? I know your kids probably into sports.
Yes, they are. Our daughter's into cheer right now.
Okay.
And then both of our boys play baseball.
Oh, okay, wonderful. What about books? You read any good books lately?
Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis.
Yeah.
That's recently what I've been reading, and
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
We kind of talked offline about this too, and it's one of my favorite books that I've ever read, and I read it because someone answered one of these questions about having just read it, and it's really good, so we'll have to download after you read that. And then the next one, if you want to read the next one, we'll have to compare notes too, because I haven't read that one yet. The Girls Stop Apologizing.
That sounds awesome.
Fun. Have you ever belonged to a book club or anything?
No, I haven't.
I tried to do that, and you didn't have the time to commit to
Yes.
it, but I love that concept. What about TV or movies? What's one of your favorites?
Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
I just finished all the seasons.
Really?
Yes.
I did not get into that. I think we talked about that with our videographer here about watching Game of Thrones. Now that it's completely done and I think I know everything, I might go back and watch
Yeah.
out of sequence. Did you read those books, or?
I didn't.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that read the books and then watched. That's a serious commitment there. They're huge books.
Yes.
What about concerts? You have a funny answer to what's your best concert?
Well, my husband and I just went to our first concert ever,
Yeah.
and it was Maroon 5. So he had never been in a concert as
Yeah.
well as I haven't. So
Are they your favorite band? Is that what prompted you to go to the concert, or how did that come about?
Growing up, they were.
Yeah.
So it was really great. It was a cool experience to listen to the music from my teenage years.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Fun. Was it in Cincinnati?
It was, yes, at the U.S.
Oh, fun. Outdoor concerts are really great too.
Oh,
And we have, Riverbend is, I think, one of the best concert venues. Certainly around here, if you have the chance to see a concert there, it's so cool being outside and seeing the music too. All right, so if you were an animal, Jen, what would you be and why?
I would be a dolphin because they always look happy and they like to be together in like a group. And then I love the ocean.
Aw, that's a great, no one has answered that question like that. I love that. Well, tell us an interesting detail about yourself that we wouldn't otherwise know.
I have my ham amateur radio license.
How did that come to be?
My husband, it was a hobby that he did, and then with camping and stuff, it kind of made sense for me to have it too. That way, if we needed to get a hold of each other, and I just kind of found it interesting because it's like old school. So
Yeah, and
it's
there's
fun.
random people from all over the place.
Yes, exactly. You can talk to people from like Germany and different countries, but my call sign is KK4LAG.
Okay, so this is hilarious. I went to school with a guy, and I'm friends with him on Facebook, so I'm sure he won't see this, but I'm going to tell him that I remember we were in marching band together, and he was into that, and he had a t-shirt on that said KB8OXJ. And I will never forget, like ever, because everyone started calling him that. And I don't know if it was in a nice way or a joking way or like what it was, but I remember that 20 years later,
That is so funny.
KBA OXJ, look them up.
I'll have to do that.
That is so interesting though, that you guys do that. So I know you've been very involved with the apartment association and you have a couple of designations. Tell us a little bit about your accomplishments in the industry.
Yeah, so I did get a scholarship for my NLP class,
Yeah.
and so I do have that. And then I went on to get my CAM, so that was
Fantastic.
also exciting.
Wonderful. I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this question, so I don't mean to put you on the spot, but what are your goals in property management? Where do you see yourself in the next few years, and what kind of, I don't know, future? Are you going to go for your caps? Do you want to continue to kind of be the community manager here? Do you want to move up, move on? What's your plans?
I've definitely thought about taking additional courses.
Yeah.
CAPS was one of them.
Yeah.
I've also been kind of doing a little bit more research on some other courses that are
Right.
available, like RAIN.
Right.
But yes, I do want to definitely be here for a couple of years,
Yeah.
and then hopefully some opportunities come about with BRG.
Yeah,
I'd be happy.
it's so great when you work for a company who has so much opportunity and is so supportive of our association. I would be hard pressed to find another organization beyond BRG that is so, I mean, there are a handful of companies like that who are just so supportive. And I know every single time I go to the trade show, for example, and I see the BRG team spirit and the t-shirts, I'm like, I want a t-shirt. Like, that is so incredible to have that level of support. And I know that BRG was also one of the top workplaces
Yes.
in Cincinnati recently. I was at the event and saw Jeff and Don and some of the folks there, and so I'm just constantly in awe of the camaraderie and the commitment and the loyalty and the longevity and the opportunities that they give their associates through earning designations and opportunities to move on and move on to, you know, bigger properties or different locations. And it's so encouraging as a board member and as a just member of the GCNKAA. So,
I agree. They are very supportive, and it definitely feels like a family.
well, great. Well, you're very fortunate, and I know that everyone who works for BRG can say the same thing. Last question, I think, for you, unless I missed anything. Is there anything additional you want to share?
No, I think that was it.
All right. Well, one last question. So I think this is a great question. I hope you like it. So having been on site, and you've been at this particular property for a long time, which I know, you know, if your company feels like a family, your property really feels like a family because you're living with your residents and customers. What do you think your residents would say about who you are as their community manager?
Of course. I feel like they think I'm very helpful. Anytime they have an issue or they, just need something or someone to talk to, they can always come in. I always tell them I have an open door policy, and I would say that would be that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Jen. It's been a pleasure. Your property is beautiful. I walked in and did not even recognize the clubhouse. So thank you again. We appreciate it. We love being on location and getting to know people in their element. Hopefully it makes it a little less, I don't know, intimidating being on camera. But we appreciate it, everyone. Thanks again for joining us. And don't forget to get registered for the SummerSlam and the GMM coming up. Thanks so much.